Hello and welcome back to my channel, Tomahawk Fab Works. On this installment, I want to be able to observe where absolute top dead center is of my engine by looking down at the base of the distributor shaft going down into the engine block. And this is how I'm doing it. First, I established where my top dead center was. I rotated the engine. Making sure both of my valves were closed on my number one cylinder. You can wiggle these until that they are closed all the way. And then you come around to your harmonic balancer. Moving junk out of the way here. You can see the mark on the balancer, and it's lined right up with the zero on your timing cover mark. So that's absolute top dead center right there. All right. And then it's out right now. It's over on the bench, but I climbed up onto the car and took the distributor cap off, and the way the rotor was pointed, that's how I knew where top dead center was. And I marked it with a paint pen. Okay, here we are at the bench. I took the cap off, and while this is in the motor, and I had a top dead center, this was pointing right about there, and you could look down, and that thing was lined, the rotor was lined up dead balls on with this position right here where this crease is for the vacuum advance. So now I'm in the process of drawing a line all the way down to the base right here and get that done. Okay, I took my paint marker and drew a line all the way down from my first mark all the way down to the base. And what I want to do now is go back and check my work and reinstall this in the engine and see if everything's still lined up the way it's supposed to. Okay, so I got the distributor stem back into the block. Now I'm going to try and get an overhead shot. I don't know if the marks are lined up. See how that rotor lined up on the, that yellow mark runs all the way down. So now I know that is on top dead center of number one cylinder, which is also lined up. Top dead center of my timing mark. I know when you look at it at the camera, it might look like it's off because that's like what they call a parallax view, but I'll try and get, here's like a real overhead. I can get this thing maneuvered. Here we go. Now you look at it, dead balls on top. You can see that mark is right on the ticker. So when you time an engine, you're obviously going to be standing on this side so you can have access to that timing mark with a timing light. But I always wanted to be able to find, if I messed up or wanted to start all over, just be able to turn the motor off and put this back at top dead center again. And with all this hose and stuff in the way and the holder over there too, it ain't going to happen. So over to this side, and that spot down there, right in there, I'm going to make another mark with my pen, and this is going to represent top dead center, even though it's off the angle. So when the cap and the rotor's on, I can't see the mark. I'm going to make another mark down there on the engine block and on the distributor stem. Okay, I made my mark. I know that isn't the most artistic or neat, but it's a confined space to try and get that painted on there. So at least at this point, I'll be able to find top dead center to get the car started. And later on, what I really want to do is, you know, right where the V is, kind of right, is actually drill into that and put a pin or a tiny screw, and then on the distributor actually take a die grinder and put a teeny tiny notch in there. So now we'll just get rid of the paint and look for the notch when time comes to do that. Like, you can just reset it top dead center again every time. So that's it. Okay, then that ends this installment. Thanks for stopping by. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, and share. And every now and again, I make a post on a Facebook page I have, Tomahawk Fab Works. Somewhere around here, right? Moving forward, what are we going to do next? Shit, I don't know. I'll figure it out. So yeah, the fun stuff that's coming later on, that's going to be cool to build, is I got gauge clusters for the A-pillars for the windshield. Make those, and just putting the dash in. I got speakers coming for under the dash. I'm gonna put an 8-track player in it, you know, harken back to the old days, that kind of shit. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Be cool.